हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम टू यूपीएससी अड्डा। आप सभी को स्वागत है आज की हमारी इस नई वीडियो में। और आज हम लोग वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री में हिस्ट्री ऑफ रशिया आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे फ्रॉम द एरा ऑफ स्टालिन। तो जब स्टालिन पावर में आए थे तो व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिम। तो देयर वाज एक्सटर्नल चैलेंजेस एज वेल एज इंटरनल चैलेंजेस। एक्सटर्नल चैलेंजेस में दी रशिया वाज आइसोलेटेड टिल देन। देयर वाज अ ग्रेट डिप्रेशन ऑफ 1929 एंड द पर्सनल बिलीफ ऑफ स्टालिन दैट पोटेंशियल अटैक फ्रॉम वेस्ट। और इसीलिए उन्होंने स्ट्रॉन्ग मिलिटराइजेशन पे फोकस किया। इंटरनल चैलेंज में देर स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ कम्युनिज्म बनाना था और इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन करना था रशिया का, एंड द गोल ऑफ फुल इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन एंड हैवी इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन। तो जो चैलेंजेस देखें अगर वन बाय वन, तो जो रशियन इकॉनमी थी वॉज स्टिल वीक एंड ड्यू टू द ग्रेट डिप्रेशन ऑफ 1929 and जो FDI was not available. Along with this, foreign trade was on decline. Stalin believed that sooner or later there will be an attack from capitalist West, and therefore there was a challenge of modernization of the military. Internally, there was a challenge of the stability of communism of Russia. Also, Russian economy was yet not industrialized. So, to tackle these challenges, some policies was adopted. तो एक तो न्यू इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी 1929 जो लेनिन की थी उसको एंड किया गया पहले तो। द ऑल इंडस्ट्री वाज नेशनलाइज्ड एंड प्राइवेट ओनरशिप बंद कर दी गई। फोकस वाज ऑन टू बी रैपिड एंड हैवी इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन। तो रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन जो था ये इंश्योर करता है स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ कम्युनिज्म एंड परसेंटेज ऑफ वर्कर इन पॉपुलेशन वुड राइज। और हैवी इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन वुड इंश्योर इनेबल द यूएसआर टू develop strong modern military, and hence science and tech was also focused upon. And Stalin prepared for a future attack from capitalist West by this. एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में जो प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी थी इसको एंड कर दिया गया विथ एन एम टू एंड द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ बिग लैंडलॉर्ड। एंड जो बिग लैंडलॉर्ड इनको कुलैक्स बोलते थे, and who argued by Stalin was the biggest threat of communism in Russia, as Russian economy was agrarian and kulaks were the force of capitalism. Hence, peasants were organized as collectives for joint farming. तो कलेक्टिव्स में जो ईच कलेक्टिव जो होता था वो 300 से 400 फैमिलीज को बनाया जाता था, एंड the collectives was registered by the peasants. Stalin used harsh measures and hence it was a forced collectivism. वो अपना voluntarily साथ में नहीं आए थे, स्टालिन के फोर्स के थ्रू आए, and many died in this tussle also. The purpose of collectivization was also to achieve the food security by having economy of this scale. Also, the foreign capital unavailable, with the foreign capital unavailability, मतलब Stalin with collectivization made state ownership of all agricultural wealth, and hence Stalin could use the resources and income from agriculture sector for investment in industrial sector, as state was to be the sole procurer and sole distributor of agriculture goods. 5 year plan बनाया, तो centralizing plan was introduced via the 5 year plans. All as resources were scarce, the proper planning was needed for effective utilization. However, this resulted in over centralization in Russian economy, as there was no space for any initiative at ground level. Everything was decided through the plan, that is, decisions were related to what to produce, from where to produce raw material, and how to produce, where to sell, and what prices. Factory managers had little freedom, and a top-down centralized economy was established. Stalin followed aggressive foreign policy, and non-aggression pact 1939 allowed Russia to capture half of Poland. And during World War II, Stalin recaptured Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and also added territories from Eastern European countries to USSR. Under Stalin, the Cold War reached a height, and Eastern Europe became a puppet of USSR. Domestically, he established a totalitarian regime All political opposition was purged, and gulags, which were forced labor camps, were set up, and all political dissidents were pushed there. And there was high use of secret police or media under the state control without any freedom of speech and expression. तो totalitarian regime इस तरह establish किया. The education was free but also compulsory and was designed to indoctrine the Russians in favor of communism, Communist Party and Stalin. Stalin built a cult of personality, and during this time there was a decline in the authority of Communist Party as he ruled like dictator. Result क्या हुआ इसका? तो by 1937, 90% of the land was collectivized and Russia was able to achieve food security. Stalin was responsible for Russia winning the World War II. It led the foundation of USSR becoming a superpower after World War II. It realized long pending goal of industrialization. Social services were able to Russians in form of available to them in form of free education, free health and social security. तो जब स्टालिन का पीरियड खत्म हुआ तो देयर वाज अ पीरियड ऑफ डी स्टालिनाइजेशन. इट वाज डन बाय निकिता Khrushchev during 1953 to 64. And de-Stalinization means reversing the policy of the aspect of Stalin policy. तो क्या क्या था de-Stalinization में? तो पॉलिटी की बेसिस पे दो गुलाग लेबर कैंप्स वर एंडेड. 1956 speech to party, Nikita revealed purged down by the Stalin. Use of secret police was decreased. Cult of personality of Stalin was reduced by renaming the places and institution named after Stalin. More freedom was given to press. However, still anti-Stalin and anti-party content was still not allowed. In foreign policy, Nikita was responsible for decrease in the tension in Cold War. He talked about peaceful coexistence with capitalists and also allowed Eastern European countries freedom in domestic policies as he believed there existed multiple routes to socialism. Economy wise, de-Stalinization में capitalism was still to be defeated but by establishing जो है or proving economic and cultural superiority of communism. First time there was a focus on light industry. अभी तक heavy industry में focus हो रहा था, light industry में पहली बार focus हुआ, which is important for standard of living of common man. Excessive focus on the heavy industry by Stalin had led to the neglect of consumer goods and the consequent inflation in the light industry product. 100 regional economic councils were set up to bring some decentralization in economy, and the incentives were given to managers to go beyond the quotas, and more money was given to collectives in return after state procurements. So these were the policies and economic changes done in the डिजिटलाइजेशन निकिता कश्यप. फिर आता है अपना 1964 टू 1984, 20 साल तक के लिए ब्रिजलेव एरा. So this era was also known for era of stagnation. In the Russian economic history, as no reforms which could revive the economy was taken. Corruption was at peak, with Brezhnev himself stating that salaries are not enough to meet one's household expenditure. Also, Cold War expenditure continued in form of arm race, nuclear race, military race due to foreign intervention of USSR. For example, 1981 में in Poland to crush the uprising by Solidarity trade union of workers who are demanding multi-party system from 1979 to 89. In Afghanistan, where USSR intervened to ensure continuation of communist government of Najimullah and was opposed by Mujahideen supporter by arms by the US. In 1985, when Mikhail Gorbachev took over, he inherited the economy which was going through depression. तो मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव का अगर देखें period, it was from 1985 to 1991. He wanted gradual movement towards capitalist economy, but not a shock therapy as decided by जो रेवल जो उनका राइवल थे बोरिस यल्चिन. Wanted to balance the right wing reforms and left wing conservations of the party, and believed that economic reforms and political reforms need to go hand in hand. There need to be freedom in politics along with the freedom in economy. He tried to justify his reform, stating that Lenin himself would have agreed for the need of change, as Lenin was pragmatic and responsive to the need of time. He ended up the unleashing such forces which he couldn't control, and gave freedom to Russia which they had never experienced. He showed sympathy towards the demand of Soviet republics for autonomy, multi-party democracy, and idea of voluntary union. तो उसने पॉलिसीज अपना एक पॉलिसी ऑफ ग्लासनोस एंड परटे जो है परस्टोरिका, मतलब ओपननेस एंड रिफॉर्म्स. तो पॉलिसी ऑफ ग्लासनोस में फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन, टू इनकरेज द अल्टरनेटिव ऑप्शंस, to convince the people that change is needed, to generate public opinion and support for his reforms, allowed anti-Stalin articles, movies, and novels, replaced radical head of cultural institutions with liberals like bodies of filmmaking and editorial boards. जिन सबके हेड थे उनको लिबरल लोगों को आने लगा. He allowed freedom of reporting in case of Chernobyl nuclear disaster of 1986, hence allowed reporting of failure of state, which was a new phenomena then. Gave amnesty to political exiles and political prisoners. For example, he brought the law to bar sending political opponent in mental hospitals. इसके अलावा द पॉलिसी ऑफ पेरेस्ट्रोइका, तो उसमें political aspect, he brought partial democracy, and he brought choice of candidates if not the party. In factories, workers to elect the manager, and parliament was restructured. It was made a smaller party and would meet more frequently. And that is, he increased the role of parliament at expense of government role of communist party. Foreign policy may prevent expenditure on the foreign interventions. Began Russian withdrawal from Afghanistan in 1985, and USSR interfered in Afghanistan from 1979 to 89. तो उसमें मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव, निकिता क्रुश्चेव ने मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव के एरा में विड्रॉयल होने लगा था. He won't send army on Eastern European countries in case of anti-communist protest. तो उसको भी लिमिट कर दिया फॉर इंटरवेंशंस को. इकोनॉमिक्स में के फ्रंट में दो स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्रीज एंड सर्विस वर ओपन इन प्राइवेट सेक्टर. नाउ पीपल कैन open the family restaurant, can car repair shop, private tuition, etc. It can be allowed. PSUs were incentivized to maximize profit by maximizing production. Market demands to determine product decisions, for example, freedom to the factory. PSU, PSUs were encouraged to compete in market. PSUs were allowed to take orders directly from the customers. Quality control functions were separated from the factory management to improve the quality. So these were the policy changes was done. Now all this lead to ultimately disintegration of the USSR. तो what are the factors responsible for this? तो उसमें एक डिबेट चलता है कि मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव वाज रिस्पॉन्सिबल और नॉट. तो the arguments in favor that Mikhail Gorbachev was responsible for disintegration of USSR is that USSR failed and hence its economy failed, and the communism did not benefit the people, and USSR ये सारे फैक्टर्स उसमें हैं कि मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं थे, बिकॉज मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव ने जो भी रिफॉर्म्स किए थे उसके पहले ही प्रॉब्लम होने स्टार्ट हो गई थी, एंड यूएसआर की इकॉनमी फेल हो चुकी थी. कम्युनिज्म डिड नॉट बेनिफिट द पीपल. यूएसआर सर्वाइव्ड द रशियन सिविल वॉर, वर्ल्ड वॉर 2, कोल्ड वॉर, बट फेल्ड फ्रॉम इनसाइड. The shortages in the light industry continued, and hence standard of living remains poor. Food shortage also kept troubling the USSR. Inequality was less than the West, but yet जो है Western workers were more prosperous than Russian workers. Communism failed the workers economically, politically. The worker did not enjoy to control the factories, and trade union activities was curtailed. Over centralization in the economy and the lack of market price led to inefficiency in the economy. Corruption was rampant, especially during the Brezhnev era. Cold War was the biggest reason, as it was a constant strain on the army, on the economy. Military expenditure was 15% of the GDP, as high as 15%. Trade restrictions placed on the Eastern European nations hurt their economy, and reforms were जो है अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1 decade लेट. तो रिफॉर्म्स हुए लेकिन 10 साल पीछे चल रहे थे. एंड व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स दैट सेज दैट मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव वाज रिस्पॉन्सिबल. तो मिखाइल गोर्बाचेव फेल टू बैलेंस जो है राइट विंग एंड लेफ्ट विंग, एंड पेरिस्ट्रोइका's economic reforms failed, like food shortages in his era continued. Sugar crisis, the government doubled the vodka prices due to sugar prices. Siberian coal miners strike. तो July 1989, triggered by the shortage of soaps, and he tried to make the PSUs self-reliant, but did not end administering the prices. The budget deficit increased from 3% to as high as 10% between 1987 to 89, and he could not free the PSUs from bureaucratic control, and freedom to travel was there to experience the prosperity. The people experience the prosperity in other countries, and further resentment of people increased. This all led to the finally the disintegration of USSR, and then other countries like Central Asian republics, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, etc., Georgia, Caucasian countries like Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, these countries came into existence, and present day Russia was came into the global platform. So this is the complete history of the Russia. होप यू लाइक दिस वीडियो. अगर अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें, और ऐसे ही वीडियोस के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, एंड वीडियो को शेयर करें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने पीयर ग्रुप्स में, अपने स्टडी सर्कल में, और भी जो लोग इस तरह के वीडियोस के लिए इंटरेस्टेड हैं उनको. और कोई भी चीज़ आप किसी भी तरीके का फीडबैक देना चाहते हैं, कोई भी क्वेश्चन है, तो प्लीज़ कमेंट सेक्शन में उसको लिखें. आई विल बी हैप्पी टू आंसर दैट. तो आज के लिए इतना ही. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए बाय.